2020. And I read historical data for Ghana from 1961 to 2000 clearly shows a progressive rise in temperature and a mean annual rainfall in all the 6 ecological zones in the country. Now, why this post? And I ask, climate change is manifested in rising sea levels, high incidence of weather extremes and disaster. Ghana's vulnerability to climate change is defined by exposure to the various impacts with floods and sea erosion as the main drivers. Have we asked ourselves why it's raining heavily in November? That is when I wrote this article. Let's talk about climate change and its impact on our socio-economic infrastructures. Just a little piece that I posted. I wrote this in 2019. I realized, say, 2019, me konof. Na time when I say hamatan bano, hamatan in my. And I said, what is happening? So washa, we are in June. April, nkase nsuoto. Nsuanto. May nsuanto papa. And then nsuonia fefe kakra. It is a yeka climate change. Na se odwin say ye kan brofo kase bia na bia won tiase. The Indian person would tiase and say our farmers depend on the rainfall season for their planting or their crops cultivation. Ekuafo edi nsuo enedua enobae. Enti sesia nsuo no time aye hwe ne nsuo ni mba no ebetumi aha ekuafo omukuayo. Enti a very important say important topic we every radio station media house start discussing it. Now you share the impact of climate change. Now you share how we can protect our environment as the world celebrate World Environmental Day on the theme ecosystem restoration. Ecosystem restoration. Let me welcome my resource persons. First, Dr. Richard Amfu Otu, a senior lecturer, University of Environment and Sustainable Development, environmental and public health doctor. He has over 10 years working experience in the environmental sanitation sector and has also contributed to the revision of the national policy and guidelines on healthcare waste management and the development of Minamata Initial Assessment Report for Ghana. Doc, you are welcome.
Thank you.
We have here Dr. Theodora Akwele Asiama. She's a lecturer at the University of Environment and Sustainable Development. Doc, you are welcome.
Thank you.
And Mr. Francis Afueni. He's from Upfield Company. They are makers of Blue Band. And they are also particular about environment and strive to keep the environment safe for humanity. Welcome.
Thank you, Abeiku.
Right, so let's start with the World Environment Day celebration. Today, they've been World celebration, and as Ghana is a member of the United Nations, and we have ratified agreements and conventions and charters here and there, I think it behoves us to join the global celebration. Tell us, I will start with Dr. Theodora Akwele Asiama. Tell us about World Environment Day. What is this day about?
Yeah, thank you very much, Abeiku, and a very good evening to all our listeners out there. A World Environment Day has been set by the United Nations. In 1972, it was realized that the issue of the environment is becoming a problem. It is stifling development. We are having economic growth, and then we are not benefiting socially from the economic growth. So we need to look at issues of the environment so that that growth can be sustained. So in 1974, the first World Environment Day was launched, and 5th June was the day it was celebrated. So subsequently, every 5th June, we have a day that we have set aside for us to bring our minds to the environment. We may be busy and we may lose focus or lose sight of the environment around us. So this is the origin or the history of the World Environment Day.
Wonderful. Yabeka Chikakra. Na ya TF4 atiase ya mame Dr. Theodora Akwele Asiama achiremu se free 70s no na United Nations sinkonwa na omotoato adwen ehwe ye environment ye ka say environment na ye ka eniema atwa ye ho ahia ewo ye man mu ye tibia mu ne asetena mu efiri 1972 and United Nations esi nkonwa 74 5th June and omode bibia to homa so say yawo ewiase baako we have only one earth it is say yebo ewiase no ho eban enti 5th June bia no a World Environmental Day. It's Ochina a World Environmental Day. And come on, ya twin ebe ma ya adwen abaye environment so na amaye dinini. Mamimbusa Dr. Richard Amfu Otu. Yaka environmental. A dear crony environment. Then why should we be concerned with our environment as we celebrate the World Environment Day tomorrow?
Abeiku medase. So you can say environmental. Na ye piachira na ne say yem potem enoma etwa yen ho ehia a ye de yen hu yetumi de yen sesom enne ne aye hu ne ye won kwa enne ne enni nkwa ne etwa yen ho ehia nyina eno na ye frɛ ne say environment nti bebia wo bia wo environment bi mu bibia etwa ho ehia ne ma bi edi anyi ewo bebia wo no eno na ye frɛ ne say environment no ena say ye ka say adenti na huhia se yen nyina ye ma ya adwen eba environment no so na ye bo ho ban a yen kwa ye daache ni nyina no ye de ahye ehye nneoma etwa yen ho ehia no mu nsuo etwa yen ho ehia asase etwa yen ho ehia emu ahodo etwa yen ho ehia omu nyina ewo mfasode a omu de mayen yenya mfasode bebre efiri omu dwumedi a omu di ewo yen potem anase ya bonten so enum etwa yen ho ehia yi enu nti ehu hia se yen so ye de yen adwen be koso se ye bebo eho ban bebi omote no omu so di dwuma de boa no ye bebo ho ban ama yen nyina so yenya so emfaso esan se wo se wo nsu a wo nkwa na wo se no wo se wasase a wudua so eduade a wonkwa na wo se no na nya wonkwa na wo se no wo se da achefo nso so ede
Cheye asie doc Cheye asie Dr. Richard Amfu Otu.
Yes.
Ecosystem restoration as the theme. You can ecosystem restoration ede enti na omode sa team we ebae.
Okay. Nti you ye hwe ecosystem a na ye kan se wo fa nsuo ye bia emmoa ne nneoma bebre edi ehia na omudi nkita ho nti enipa nso yehwe bebia yete a ye ne nneoma bebre na edi nkita ho nti eno hye wo terrestrial ecosystem ye wo asase so na ye wo aquatic nti mmoa e wo nsuo mu ne nneoma hodo e wo nsuo mu na edi nkita ho nti ye ka ecosystem as simply no ye ka se mra nneoma bebre edi ehia na edi nkita ho nipa ne abode ahodo edi nkita ho eno na yefa no ecosystem no na ye can restoration so a na kyerese bibi akoso a ne ananka ewo ho no atochema eno a bibi akoso a enye eno nti esese yesan agigina ho eno na yefa no restoration and so etumi so kan se ne ense ye no na ye nkora no so those that are intact we don't have to destroy them. And those that have been destroyed, we need to make effort to bring them back to life.
Last year, na theme no a biodiversity, a concern for both urgent and existential.
Yes.
And this year, ecosystem restoration. Are we able to achieve the objectives, the goal, for the theme that we set for the celebration? And on ma exercise banana and we can say it's just semantics. We just change, teams and it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, so they are linked. Once you are able to protect and restore your ecosystem, it means invariably you are also protecting biodiversity. So in the process of doing restoration, you can bring in other species that have been lost or that have gone extinct, that have been affected, and so you will restore back and you build the diversity of your ecosystem. And so many organisms, many plant species may come in, and therefore you achieve the biodiversity conservation. And so when you can say team near the sea and so and when you say we are connected. And I say, we ebuama we eye aha nti sa na eye no
member Dr. Theodora Akwele Asiama doc ochina World Environment Day na World Environment Day obi beka say Ghana for fa ye ho ben mo de bibia na makwaji aba bibia na makwaji aba abrofo no manyo day no yen Ghana for World Environment Day fa ye ho ben
yo me da see person medical who say theme na say ecosystem restoration no there also no see then reimagine, recreate and restore. Inti reimagine na just say wo twe wa adwen akọ echire. Inti yan Ghana for na bia yendru ho ye be start say ye betwe ye adwen akọ echire ye de adwen be ba so say sa nyoma ehun hia ye. Inti forest no reimagine bebe mu kakra ma ye. Every say afi na yeso ye sha ase. Inti the entire fire hunu so say ye ka United Nations hu inti ye Ghana ye so ya sign say ye ka developmental goals ye so ya agi atomu say sustainable development goals na wo so ye so ya agi atomu inti say bibu o na United Nations ya ye so ye ka ho bi the so say environment na ebua ye na sanya wodi kan ye ekuafo no wo ma nya asase pa endua aduane a nyama bo be ye din amaye na aduane bo ye din a ebeba to who the consumer inti ebe affect ye na in the long run.
I have seen a picture, in fact a video a trendy and then soon a toy just got temu rubber be a nima a guru lorry requirement so inti if I hope if
Abei no get a crab when if I homo would you who are ye be bia senior ya say no
environment
you
a drum me fear
Abei ushe yensu ushe yen kro isu to ye na wo kan wo fan kan na me na eto na me na aboso kan area ho wo say isu enwura pa ne afi me musa bobo ya for eba almost say me nim say na ekọ na edane gu ye so dia na almost say oh and it's a fire ho pa yen o say obi ade ne ho hiem.
University of Environment and Sustainable Development mo afa World Environment Day no to say World Cup mani abrepa. I was expecting the Ministry of Sanitation because tomorrow is World Environment Day and I'm throwing this challenge to the minister. Say enkoye say ye kasa keke entinka by now nanka ministry no etunkrofo ekọ radio so ni baby ane ye kasa ochina eye World Environment Day. His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana in his wisdom is concerned with our sanitation and environment, and for the first time in the history of Ghana's governance a whole ministry has been set up with resources. Ministry of Sanitation, and tomorrow is World Environment Day and the ministry above 5 omapon and if you other 5 omapon omukofi watching your bed. What is happening University of Environment and Sustainable Development?
Abe ya fan World Cup esan say mpenifo adi invest in bebo ade no wo hwe mu nimudie mu amo say ye mfa ya adwen kọ enema efa abode atwa ye ho ehia ho ene ekuayo enwuma ho ntenu na esi nyene so a yesua ho ade ye kyerɛkyerɛ ho ade ye ho nhwehwɛmu research ene ade na ye ni na wie nso say di tudwa na ye boa ma oman no etumpon enti ye asɛdeɛ say yen as a institution no ye propagate this World Environment Day to Ghanaians so that we all know that we have a responsibility towards the environment. And then tina ya fan World Cup no. Nti ye de ya said ye de ahyen SSA na china no nsihye ahodo bebre na ye de esi ye so a ye edi kan ya say ye ne Ghana for kasa ena mo fidie ahodo so te say we fidie kase a wo de adom ye ne oman for kasa no so mu ina be ya enwadwen be ba so say china ye da ye twesi ho a ye de sesi yempotem into bia betumi aye biribi ewo ne fie ne mpotemu e de aboa ma ye de akai eda no wo betumi ayi gatemu se ho asai ene ade obeyiyi mu
ochina World Environment Day.
Yes, wo betumi aye ne sa
betumi cleaning the environment.
Yes,
rubber ne plastics wo ye potem no.
Yes,
we ne ekwan a more as a university or an institution, more they celebrity and more they observe the day.
Yeah, education way and a year. We answer so a bit try no more. Ye sukumu school na fina ya by a near fimpo. Into I say a bit do near any day. Na ye de edikan esi ye ho. Ama ye wi see abonten so. Afin so ye konkromu any nkronkro twa ye ho hia so manya ne mpotemu no edi nkomo achechero mo omo so asede ye so mo ye ya ko Muslimin for esumu ene am ekodi nkomo Christopher nso so yetu kwesi adesi wo say yebekọ na yakoye encherechere na obia ede no ho ahyem ehia ne say UN has actually dedicated 2021 to 2030 as a ecosystem restoration decade, and so it's a 10-year period where a lot of activities will be put together to help restore ecosystems that have been degraded. And in terms of say nyina ye de wish say be 10 years activity, but a china de a day that we are celebrating, and so we are going to have tree planting activities to mark the day.
My next question, minim di obeyi but in some jurisdictions, yehu research.
Yes.
Yehu researcher institutions to say universities are a share environment, sustainable development. So yemfa community bit is awudome.
Yeah.
Latebi Okoshi, yemfa community bit is North Kaneshi industrial area. Yemfa industrial area. It's supposed to be an industrial area. Nkroma dream no industrial area. But say aye residential industrial. Okotema yawo industrial and residential. Now these industries are producing enema and they emit your friend is saying gases into the air.
Yeah.
Which has a consequential effect
yes.
on the health of the people within the community.
Yes.
It will be a wote industrial area. Ube una a biscuit no muyo, sadia no muyo, nani wusie na wa tetema, ube industry, no mu pollutu wusie, udi office or factory. But with time, obi was our area when ya lung failure. Yeah. When ya cancer, when ya way, how does the university come in research in some of the effects of pollution in the environment as a result of activities of industry, and thereby go to parliament, find a way, either we have to relocate them or compensate the community, because industry say what communities see, go and find out whether they are having any corporate social initiative supporting the citizens or the residents in the area. How well can we tackle the situation? Either of you can answer.
Okay, Abeiku, problem we a problem pa e wo ho wa kan no kremo. Studies be brave in church and now research be brave abaswa na ya research dada. I trust sa nyoma we aye wusie e ha nipa apomudin. Na emom mpanyfo no so nem. Mataka say ye fra bibi advocacy. Wo be ye bibi to say paper kitwe bi every sa findings nemo edi akwa presenti ama parliament no mo hu the sa problem no senya emuye dunu wo be bie eso akere omo na omo ate ase senya be ya wo so be ye de omo to anamo aye ne esese wo mo ye additionally there wo research no wo na policy makers so omo nim na mom dia aka yen say yen ayewo academia no ye ne omo be bomu na ya mo ate ase say in church way maybe this is a summary paper na for policy brief into one na obe botwo e dia ese omo anim say sa problem we na e cause na ya madam policy implications say inti e was say mo ye ni say bibi say na was ye inti yen school ho no ya start say ye research so anya man ye dey see ye ni say ye research say ye publish na say beda ho kwa ye beto anamoni ya ye ho atu
my yenhwa the private sector participation. Yes, Ora Francis Afueni, makers of Blue Band. Yes, tell us, Blue Band, what are you for?
Blue Band, company, and as a product, you who Ghana as old as 60 years ago. And so we are Kaya. First, never change him, but your friend Marjorie. The Blue Band actually is what is used as the measurement for Garini rice in Yamanina. So we have been around for a very long time. And Minia Japan, on the last point you raised about the involvement of industry in this fight. And that is why a company like Affield, Yafa, Atuya who say, Yabebwa University, not only propagating the message, but also make sure that we put the right measures in place. Abeiku, I'll give you an example. Blue Band, you believe it, and as a Upfield, you believe it, say you to me, your food ecosystem more sustainable. It helps the environment better. If we create a sustainable supply chain for food, then you have to say, your mission, and as you need that, so, and as your butter, and say, we'll create a plant-based future that is better for the ecosystem. As you say you to me cut towards in Nuania a free in Riaba and in Riemwa, better than when we rely on other sources of food. Okay? Upfield's research, for example, has shown, and to the point you are making about gas emissions, if you want to produce plant-based Adriania, just say Adriania a free in Riaba and Riemwa, it actually costs you half and also emits half as much as carbon dioxide than if you are producing animal-based or dairy-based foods. So what we have put on our shoulders is from now to the nearest future, we want to make sure all our products are plant-based. Into Blue Banana, for example, we are even working towards finding paper packaging solutions instead of keeping it in plastic. And some of these little steps that industry takes is able to get us away from creating all the mess. The world is becoming a plastic baggage, actually. And if we don't take some of these little steps,
I would love to be a peer advocate for your mom frame because me sustainable tourism.
Okay.
I have built a house with stones, bricks, wood, and plants.
Oh, that's interesting.
Baby, I see a paint, me grow a creeping carpet plant.
Okay.
They are found. It's a cover wall into cement.
Okay.
You understand?
And
so I love sustainable stuff. Young common in Bedu baby. So see Ghana, our environment it has been degraded. I mean, water bodies have been destroyed. But I quite say who impact yet I say I almost say is one of the in fact say kasa bebre ni bi no ye hu ayi ade na betumi aye to restore our ecosystem. I have a picture of 1980 Kwame Nkrumah Circle near friend Holy Gardens. I'll post it tomorrow. Neshe said they're not garden Salifu Amankwa ran about nebi freno. It was green and ne flyover cement ni ade yina. So you better ya restore your environment to the green nature. Said the Yankopon Bomae.
Abe, Mejidi say, Yin betumi aye bi kakra, ewo yen ho dimu, de aboa, na yama yen ecosystem asay no, yetumi asay de ababiem. De bia meka say, city si obia sinifie, no dua mango, odua pe, mienu kra woni fie a, yen kuro mu be ye green kakra. But obia sifia, opasa totals, na ya to na eho nyina ye twendwe
na aluku bond ti say dia ba na aluku bond na dia tare dan no
ye nye green in bia ewo eka ho na flooding aye bebre ewo nkran nti esese ye nyina no unya asase a esese utumi edue bribi eduawa bi ewo so a ebeboa ma ye keep ye city no green eno so beboa ma nnoma ne ade abafie na ye nyina yetumi enjoy omo ewo fie nti one of the ways afi inwura ye esese ye sha ase se inwura no ye hu se eye resource na eno so ye bedane mu na ye de edi dwuma ma na boa yen amankrofo anya dwuma na inwura no ankoye adesoa amanyen and contribute and anfa moa climate change nti esese ye hwe na ye sa entutuye
ye mbra ora Francis Afuani o last point na ye bra doctor Theodora Akwele then odi mu school nso programs at all obi opese or join mu school nso obetumi a join na opportunity bia e after school nso makache na kwabna mbeto aso
Francis say nyame be kan doc asem kan no say as much as possible see ebetumi nso a let's make better choices when it comes to the foods that we eat and its impact on the environment. Inti say ubetumi wakoto nam no wache instead of wakoto tin fish, for example, which is going to further pollute the environment, then rather make that smarter choice.
Tonam na wanka sachi nenoa. Jaisa obekwa akoto enam e wo chensin mu. Uri anu ato chensin na kire. Eno ka ho na cause pollution no.
It's over upfield say what we are saying is look, plant-based diets are the future. It is more sustainable, it is more proving to reduce the amount of carbon emissions we have and even pollution in the environment. So if you can make a wiser choice when you are getting your food, plant-based is the future and is the way to go.
Francis Oya Yakunta idea me catch a producer once a month or once a quarter. Branayin discussing about environmental issues.
I'm going to be here.
Okay, Doc.
Yes. Okay. So Uba University of Environment and Sustainable Development your programs are hodwa yasha sia year school no fia say ye first semester e be second semester if next week echo
Mona mo Eastern region so manya
ye was so manya if you have 1 hour 30 minutes na we do ho nti ye pon ebie yasha sia if you ada call ye forms e ba bonten a ye ton stress nkofo mo wie secondary school wo pay school akọ ya dey na
we school akwa we abenya adwuma ye line ho assemblies wo
wankasa kwa
mining companies and so
bebre wo ho nti your programs are hodo a bit to say sustainable development BSc sustainable development ho your BSc energy resource economics ho your energy sustainability ho your water sanitation and hygiene ho
the aka ni nyina omo nkom website
your environment and public health for so nti mumra
doc also fa kakra twa to na yen so
Mr. Dia me betwa to say sa environment asema ye kan yen school for enkwala etie for yesra mu teachers primary school because I say Bible said then train up a child the way he should grow so that when he grows he will not depart from it. Much wrong say was say motion mo environment na mo clean na mo dia green yama o mo besua yes so na ye gardens ye colors section blue section green o mo yo garden ye yen church enkwala know how to keep the environment green ehu hia pa ema o mine
fa mo number to dwa obi a ohia mo bia na on fremo University of Environment and Sustainable Development.
Okay, and you will bet me a phrase 0244 781245.
0244 781245. Thank you so much. You heard our guest resource persons, Dr. Richard Amfo Otu, Senior Lecturer, University of Environment and Sustainable Development, Dr. Theodora Akwele Asiama, lecturer at the University of Environment and Sustainable Development, Mr. Francis Afueni from Upfield Company, makers of Blue Band. Thank you so much.